Hey everybody, I'm Ral from Ral Photography, and this is
Michaela Bradley
from Dreaming Alice, and we're just going to answer a few questions that we have encountered, so stay tuned.
Pictures of you, pictures of me, hung upon your wall for the world to see.
So Michaela, tell us about Dreaming Alice. What is Dreaming Alice?
Dreaming Alice is a project that I started kind of by accident, and it started in class. And it was from the idea of, I was thinking about a lot of the stories that we take for granted, that we know of, and we're really familiar with. And I was wondering, well, how would the story be different if you took the main character and replaced them with a different kind of character? Like, would the storyline be different? Or, you know, would the story even happen? So I took a small piece, and it showed Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and I replaced her just with a black character. And the teacher really liked it, so we kind of kept going with it, and the story spun out from there. And now it's talking about like cultural differences and a few gender differences too. And just, it's not really pointing a finger, but it's like pointing out how our differences don't really matter. It's like child's play. That's why the main characters are children.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So, what are some ideas on the horizon?
Ooh, some ideas for the horizon for Ral and Photography. I just finished doing Animal, which you guys have already heard about many times. So right now the main purpose for this year, for 2011, is to take as many photos as possible and write about them for the book. A lot of people don't know that I'm actually writing a book, and my book's titled Reflections of a Year's Photograph, and I'm taking pictures this entire year, and every photograph that I take, I write about it. So future plans are big photo shoots. I think the next one, don't quote me on this, but the next one will probably be the biggest photo shoot. It's called Circus. That one's going to be very interesting for me. It's going to be very twisted, very dark, edgy circus, and it's nothing like anybody has seen. And my work tends to be very artistic, and it's around that time of Halloween, so I'm very excited to start planning on that one. So, all right, this question. How has working with Ral been able to help you with your artwork?
Well, first of all, it's just kind of allowed me to break out of my usual medium. And that's, you know, just paper, sometimes like digital. But it just gives me a chance to express myself in different ways that I didn't even think to do.
Yeah.
So, and just his way of working and his subject matter, and it's really inspirational to me, because it's so different from my own. And so it feeds back into my work and makes me think outside the box.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And for those of you that don't really know, Michaela was also the one that assisted me in the Animal photo shoot. She did the makeup. She did a phenomenal job with the makeup and the photos and made the models look spectacular, and she nailed it, so.
Hey. So how did you get started in photography, and when?
I liked photography since I was a kid. Never really pursued it until I got to college, which was probably in 2008, mid-2008. I think that's when I started realizing what editing really was, and was fascinated by the idea of how a photograph starts off and becomes a final product. And I think that's when I started doing my work, started just for fun, just for pleasure, and just playing around with the photograph. And then once I started realizing how to actually do it, how to grasp the idea of Photoshop, which is, by the way, when you first start, it's foreign. But once you get the hang of it, you actually start to get quite adjusted with it. And that's when I pretty much realized that this is something that I liked and really enjoyed doing. So it just became a passion after that. And I look back at my artwork in 2008 and looking back now, it's changed so much after all the knowledge that I grasped and learned, especially with like teaching myself or just asking people like with you and with other people that know what to do with these type of programs because Adobe software is not the most easiest software to work with.
No.
So it's been quite a journey through my life as a photographer, and I'm excited. I transitioned also from making it a business for myself and made it more of an artwork expression. So I no longer try to get clients just to take their senior pictures or anything like that. If they ask me, I'm more than willing to, but I'm more promoting my artwork as art rather than promoting it as a business. And I think that's what changed so much, especially this year. 2010, it was more of a business, and 2011 became more of an artwork project, and then more people starting to see it more as artwork, and their attention just focused more rather than just a promotion of trying to get people to buy your product versus people looking at your product and actually telling you their opinions and getting feedback. So,
Nice.
yeah. All right. So what are the future plans with Dreaming Alyce? What do you plan on pursuing with your project?
With Dreaming Alyce, I kind of want to take it out of the static world and make it possibly animation. I'm trying to decide. There's so many different softwares for animation.
Right.
So it's like, it's a big choice between budget and like user friendliness, and possibly a comic, because I'd like to get it more out into the world. I know with the fine art sometimes it's not as accessible as I'd like, and so a comic can kind of combine the fine art aesthetic with the maybe commonplace venue, so that people can kind of, so I can blur the two worlds I'm always kind of straddling. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Very cool. I'm excited to see that. So,
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well, so why do you include yourself in many of your works, and who takes the photos?
the question that I get a lot is, so how do you take your own picture? Which is it's quite frank. Sometimes what I do is I have someone else, either whether it be a friend or whether it be someone else that I'm taking a photograph of, and I'm included, for example, the animal project. I was in the photographs, and with that in mind, I pretty much had to train you specifically how to use the camera and how to work with it. And it takes time and it takes dedication to do that, but more than likely I usually ask someone, I position the person with the camera, stand in this way, prepare everything that's affecting the photograph, the lighting, making sure that everything is right, and all essentially the person will have to do is just press a button and they're done. But if it's a more photograph, it's like a photograph of myself, and I'm alone and I need to take that photograph. A self-portrait is just pretty much a timer within the camera, so I have a timer and I set it up and take the photograph. But I like to include myself sometimes because I like to make sure that I'm a part of it. These ideas, they come out and they're coming from me, so I want to include myself in some of my artwork. Sometimes not all of the artwork, the idea is coming from me, but I rather express it through some of the models, and I think that's why with models I need a specific type so I can mold and mess around and making sure that they actually portray the role that I want them to. So it's important for me. So yeah. All right. Well, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to shoot me a message on my website. You guys can go to www.ralbjphoto.com, and you guys can also now find Michaela on my website. She's under Dreaming Alyce, so feel free to look her up and ask her any questions about any artwork or any projects that she may have. But thank you guys for joining in, and make sure that you check out Animal, which it should be online now on my website, and give me some feedback. All right,
Yeah.
Later guys.